Welcome to Mantherapy. Mantherapy. Mantherapy.
Welcome to Mantherapy, a new podcast with four longtime friends talking about life, current events, and everything in between. Full discretion, we are not real therapists, but we suspect most therapists only wish they were us. We're just four guys with different opinions that still manage to love each other no matter our differences. The act of sharing a burden, fostering laughter, and lending an ear to a brother is the basis and foundation of what we call man therapy. So throw another log on the fire, oil up your beard. If you have one, grab a beverage of choice and relax. We welcome you to the Man Therapy Podcast. Welcome into Man Therapy. We hope you have had a great Christmas holiday season, and we want to wish you a new happy 2022. Yeah, how you guys doing?
Good.
Let's go.
Good, man.
I literally almost said it couldn't be any worse than 2021, but that's one of those things where it's like, hey,
Don't say it.
hold my beer.
Ew.
Don't say it.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Need to knock on some wood right now.
Well,
I don't know, but I mean, I think we should have a moment of silence for Betty White, though. I mean, considering she was a stalwart on our opening episode, and it was very sad. So we're gonna give Betty White just a little, maybe 20 seconds of silence on the show, and she has inspired many laughs, and she is an all around pretty good person. And well, here we go. All right. Well,
so speaking of that real quick, I didn't know this until my mom had brought it up to me, and it's actually one of the movies that I really like. But The Proposal with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds, I forgot she was in that. And one of the funniest parts of the movie is when they're out in the woods,
yes,
and they're doing the dance around the fire
the
to the window, yeah, the
fertility dance around the fire.
Yes, the fertility dance. I had forgotten all about that until she brought that up, and I was like, wow, I can't believe I forgot about that.
Also on our TikTok, our number one most viewed video is out of all the Golden Girls, which one would you be? So shout out to Betty White.
Go check that out on our first episode if you haven't listened to it.
Shout out to Betty White, legend.
To Betty White.
Man.
And she served, I think the U.S. Army. She even served in the Army for a stint there. They posted on Twitter about her serving and giving her a shout out, and much respect to her.
Well, the also crazy thing about that was too, I was at the store the other day and I was checking out and had happened to look down, and this was after the news came out about her passing away, and I was like, looked it down and I saw People magazine where it was like talking about her celebrating her 100th birthday coming up, and I was like, man,
January 17th, I believe,
yeah,
is her
yeah,
birthday.
yeah. I was like, what a cruel, cruel joke.
And I think there was a story I read where they gave her her own talk show, and she had a person of color on, and I think there was some like pushback to that, and she was like, well, I'm just going to double down, and she gave them even more time and got her show canceled. So she was like, she was also a pioneer before her time. And
you're talking about back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day.
Oh, okay. I had to kind of put the pieces together on that one because I'm like, okay,
yeah,
where's this going?
This was not recently. I was just saying that basically, like, wow. You know, she was like, you know, I'm not up for this kind of.
Yeah. Well, good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Well, anyways, guys, did you have a good Christmas?
Yeah. No complaints.
Good Christmas, man.
Ate too much food, got good presents, spent some time with the fam. Good.
Awesome.
Well,
yeah.
We had, did you have your 9 Christmases, Pat?
We did not. We, unfortunately, we got the old COVID, or as in, in Jackson County, where we live, the court. This is a side story. The courthouse, when COVID was first a thing, they when they shut down, they put signs on the doors, and they spelled it convid, and it was just a thing. So now we always, as a joke, call it convid. Because our local government put COVID-19 on all the posters that they plastered around the door, and we're like,
one job.
Somebody not spell check this, you know?
One job.
I'm like, did they not see that when they were putting the signs up?
I don't know, but it
like, who was in charge and saw that and been like, go ahead and finish putting the rest of the convid signs up?
Incredible entertainment, though. Incredible entertainment, and only would happen in rural Alabama. But yeah, we got my wife and I are celebrating our 10th anniversary this year as of December 23rd. Yeah.
Yeah. Congrats.
Woohoo. So
a full decade.
A decade. And she actually started having symptoms that night of our 10th anniversary. And then I tested positive.
That sucks.
So we had dreaming of a COVID Christmas, basically. So we had Christmas COVID throughout, and so we basically couldn't go anywhere. Our family did an incredible job, though. They brought us food, gifts, and we had as holly and jolly of a time as we could, and kind of made the best of it. But I do kind of feel like we missed Christmas this year, but we'll just have to celebrate all more next year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it sounds like you had a pretty eventful holiday season.
It was eventful if you like chills and fever. So, but that luckily it was only 24 hours was the worst part of it for me.
Yeah.
Anyways, Jeff, did you have a good Christmas?
Actually, I did. You know, we had. I think we ended up having 4 Christmases. No pun intended.
Yeah.
The our last Christmas we went to, though, we had a little snafu with my son and one of my cousin's kids. So my cousin has twins, or one of my cousins has twins. The other one has a little girl. They're all 6 months apart. So my son is the oldest, and then the twins are 6 months behind them, and then my other cousin, her little girl, is 6 months behind them. So anyway, we had a Christmas shindig at their house they had just recently built, and my oldest cousin's little girl, they got her a one of those little Power Wheels RAV4 looking things, 2-seater. So my other cousin with the twins, twin little girls, one of his little girls wanted to drive the Power Wheels, so my son wanted to go and ride with them, and they were all around the front of the house, and I was walking with them as they was driving because they're 2 years old. Let's face it, no sense of direction. So, anyway,
Yeah.
and there's electric fence wrapped around this whole house. So,
oh boy.
Anyway, I'm walking with them, and my son decides he wants out. Well, then one of the twin girls decided she wanted to get out too, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'll walk them around the house, not thinking that they were going to go in separate directions. So I walked with my son, not thinking anything about it, thinking we're going around the back of the house. She's going to the front where everybody was at. Well, I turned the corner to go around the back side of the house, and everybody's standing there. And I'm like, okay, this is not good. And then the twins' mom pops her head around and goes, where's she at? I said, she's around front. I thought everybody was around front. She goes, no. Well, she takes off running. Little did I know, the little girl was screaming bloody murder by the time her mom got to her around the front of the house because she thought everybody had abandoned her. Well then I get the spill. Why'd you let her go around the house? Why'd you let her go by herself? I'm like, there was 2 kids. My kid went one way, she went the other. I'm gonna go where my kid goes. You know, sometimes it's Darwinism, survival of the fittest, people.
That's how people get complexes, Jeff.
Well, now the poor little child has trauma from cousin Jeff
Dad of the
abandoning
year.
her.
Dad of the year.
That does remind me of another story that happened that same day. So my uncle brought his wife and her 2 kids, and one of her kids is older. I think he's probably in 9th or 10th grade. And me and my cousin's husband was sitting around, and he was asking us about touching the electric fence. He's like, I really want to touch it. And we was like, I mean, all right, go ahead.
The best way is to pee on it.
You better backhand it.
No, we told
him
we told him we'd go hold his hand when he did it. No, but then somebody did bring up the pen. But look, this kid had it in his mind so much that he was Googling what it felt like to touch an electric fence. And I was like, you're not going to be able to do it that way. You just got to do it and learn for yourself.
First-hand experience. I would always get the blade of grass and you could touch it, and you would. I mean, it wasn't as bad of a shock, but it was,
Well,
it was a little joke.
So it wasn't one of them where you can just like it traveled. So it wasn't like you could touch it automatically and get zapped. So you got to sit there with your hand on it and anticipate that shot coming.
Yeah.
So anyway, he finally, cajonied up and walked out to the fence, and me and my cousin's husband was standing there, and not egging him on in any kind of way. That's not something I would do.
Hypothetical.
I kind of call bullshit on this.
So he lays his hand on there and then jerks it right back off. And he's like, it got to travel. You got to leave it on there for a second. He goes, okay. So anyway, he lays his
Just
hands on there.
encouraging this.
And I would say a good 5 seconds before he jerks that hand back like somebody tagged him. Well, then, so we're like, he goes, that ain't that bad. He goes, I'll do it again. So we're like, no, don't do it again. So then we walk up, and we really did say, don't do it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so he walks in and
100%.
He walks in and tells his mom what he did. Well, automatically, me and my cousin's husband are the bad guys. Why did y'all talk him into doing it? No. Listen, he asked us what it felt like, and he wanted to do it. We didn't discourage him from doing it, and he wanted, so we let him do it. Anyway, regardless of, I think probably the next family dinner is going to be a little awkward if he brings his wife around.
Do you guys remember those lighters? Those prank lighters that would
shock you?
That would shock you.
Make your teeth hurt. It would hit you so hard.
Oh my gosh, those things were intense.
But those are my Christmas stories.
Kind of like camping.
Nice. Wow.
Yeah, bad joke. Sorry.
You can tell you're a dad.
Boy.
You're dead, Jeff. I don't know what that means.
I don't either. There's another dad joke.
So good Christmases all around. Awesome.
Oh, absolutely. Blessed, man. Blessed to have my family for another year.
Hashtag Dad of 5. Have a good Christmas.
Yeah, man. My parents came up. We, had Christmas with them, and my wife, she got sick Christmas Eve night, and we still had a ton of presents to wrap and everything like that. I mean, it was a mess, but power through. So anyways, we had my wife's family. They have a big get together, and let's see, me and her cousin, and oh gosh, I can't remember who all ended up getting COVID. Like, it took a couple days for it to really kind of hit.
Dreaming
but
of a
oh man, I'm telling you,
Christmas.
Yeah. So like, me and my son ended up with COVID, and we were in bed for a couple days. I mean, and then now it's kind of run through the rest of the house, except for our littlest one. She hasn't got it. We actually think that she might have had it a couple of weeks ago when the doctors didn't test her. Yeah.
I bet the dog has it now, because they've been finding it in the animal population.
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised, because she was just eating off of a plate a while ago where I made a cheese quesadilla for the kids. So I'm sure the dog probably, if it has not had it,
I hope she doesn't get the stomach issues, because those with the dog are like, it's. Have you seen the YouTube videos of the Roomba versus like animal feces?
I haven't seen it, but I've heard about it.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's like a brown marker right across the carpet. Anyways.
Oh man,
that's rough.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so like, my wife took care of me and my son, and then now I've kind of been, taking care of her the past couple of days. So
the beautiful thing about marriage.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, so we've kind of had, I guess, unique Christmases around the board. So, and now, I mean, currently, since we kind of got a little delay in recording this due to some sicknesses, as you've heard. So, and now New Year's has passed, and it's currently 2022, guys. And we kind of doing this as our New Year episode, and we kind of wanted just to go around and kind of give some New Year's resolutions, so to speak, from some of the guys at Mantherapy. I have no idea what to expect at all from these guys, and you never should know what to expect from these guys. But Ray, you had, I guess, the briefest explanation for how your Christmas went. So let's start with you.
Okay. So I'm going to go on a more serious note, and my New Year's resolution is obstacles that I faced this year. I'm going to try to go into them with a more positive outlook. This past year, just things going on personally, family life, things of that nature. A little bit of a rough year, and kind of was thinking pessimistically, glass half empty kind of thing. So I'm going to try to make myself, when I feel that coming on, to look at the things that I do have, try to be a little more positive outlook this year.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. And I'm kind of dealing with the same thing. It's, these past 2 years, frankly, kind of suck, and a lot of stuff going down, and it's kind of how you look at things that matter, of how you, like, some of the greatest generation, look at things totally differently, rather than just crumble, that you're able to be more optimistic in yourself, and know that you're going to go through that adversity, and that you can handle it.
Absolutely.
Right.
I mean, I think this past year, or the past 2.5 years especially, have brought out a lot of demons, and by demons I mean people dealing with a lot of things, depression mainly, because they've they shut us off from everything. That's why I'm glad my kid is so young at this time. Hopefully, by the time he gets of age where he starts remembering things that he won't ever remember these past years in full. Hopefully, he'll remember the things with us to an extent, but it's just it's been rough on everybody. So everybody is feeling that. You know that what Ray's talking about.
And that's kind of one of the reasons, I think that, man therapy, so to speak, is so important because, this is how we can deal and how we can kind of just have each other. And without you guys, to have that optimism, looking at different things that we've all gone through, I don't know, made it through if I would have made it through these past 2 years without you guys just being there and family, it was
same, man.
True.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Who's next? Who wants to you want to go next, Jeff?
Yeah, I'll go. Sure. Other than probably cutting out all the derogatory nicknames I have for Ray.
I deserve half of them. Half of them, well deserved. Other half, a little too far.
We make time for our family, and that's huge with me. But what I really want to do is, make more time for that extended family, which means like you guys, other friends that we have, just being more sociable with people, which like we've discussed, these past 2 years and stuff have made it hard to do that with a lot of people. But even before that, I was kind of shut off family. I didn't shut my family off. Family was all that was I was focused on. But just doing this podcast with you guys and talking to you on a daily basis now, it just brings up a lot of things, a lot of feelings, and it's good feelings. It's like stuff I remember when we were younger, and I'm like, I want our kids to have that with each other. Because it was so special in a time of my life when I didn't know I needed it, but I did.
I'll tell you on that. I've been eating lunch with one of our friends that we've had probably 10 years ago that a lot of y'all probably haven't seen the last few years. And then I've been trying to get on some text message chains with some friends that, again, haven't talked to in a long time. So I 100%, that's an awesome resolution.
Yeah, man. That's great. All right. Going around the table, Mike, how are you feeling for some New Year's resolutions?
Man, so I think one of my major ones, this is going to be impressive because so far pretty serious. But I want to get back, find a church that me and the family that we enjoy and kind of feel at home with. We've attempted, here and there, and we have not been in a while. And that's something I do miss, in our lives and everything. Not that God isn't a part of our lives, but it's just, I guess it just finding that place where where you can grow and, you're, I guess, more in tune to, weeding out those things in your life that, aren't good and, becoming more Christ-like, I guess. With that being said, I still swear like a sailor. So
Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
You, Pat.
Well, somebody show me where the F word is in the Bible and says, "Thou shalt not speak that."
Right? Well, I mean, like I honestly, personally don't, think that there's anything wrong with, profanity, just kind of who you're around.
Yeah, I mean, if it's going to offend somebody, I'm not going to say it.
Yeah. Sometimes I may just intentionally offend somebody though.
And don't,
well, I mean,
and that's probably not Christ-like, but
no.
Jeff calls me all kinds of names that I don't like, and he doesn't care one bit.
You're right, I don't. But that was one of my No, but look now, that was one of my resolutions where I'm gonna do better at that.
Starting this year, baby.
I was the one that said I was going to cut them all out. You said half, so now we're going to go back to half because I'm going to go with what you say because I respect your opinion.
Because it was a shockingly amount of derogatory terms toward Ray. So half.
Oh, absolutely.
Is still a lot.
Half is
Names
still a
I've
lot.
never heard of before.
I mean, absolutely, still a lot. But going back to Mike's resolution, I'm gonna piggyback off his, and I'm gonna add to mine because that is something that's been on my mind. And just we let everyday life get in the way of things that shouldn't get in the way of. And I thank God every day. Not literally, but in my spirit that, growing up, I did have that foundation with church, and as I got older, and in college when I met Mike,
he was the downfall.
No,
just kidding.
The only way I would have met Mike, the only way I met Mike is because he was dating a girl that I had went to school with that I was good friends with. So me and him, and our relationship has grown, tremendously. But I started going to church with him, and then I met Ray and our other friends, and then Pat came along later for me. But that's where I met you guys, was in church. Church is a huge part of who we are and what we are.
How we became who we became.
And I want my kid to have that, and I want my wife to have that, and I want our family to have that. So kudos to that, Mike.
Yeah, man. Thank you. I've got one more, and it's fairly simple. It's, I guess we made huge strides, me and my wife, this year on getting out of debt. Just things that have piled up as far as credit cards and stuff like that. And, so we've consolidated and been, bringing it down, and man, we have less coming out every month so far. So, I mean, I just kind of want to keep, rolling with that ball, and, there's a lot of things that, we want to do with the house and stuff. So, there's, having the money to, do those things.
Right.
Would be nice. So
absolutely, man.
Good
absolutely.
job. Keep that snowball.
Fantastic, brother. Yeah.
That snowball going.
Man.
What's the guy?
Dave Ramsey.
Yeah, the Ramsey.
Yeah, man. That's awesome. And financial goals, and we wish y'all the best of luck in achieving
Absolutely,
those.
brother.
Heck
absolutely.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess it's around to me.
Yeah, Pat, hit us with it, baby.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about this today, and kind of came down on two, and I want to go ahead and apologize for we've got some winter weather coming in. We had tornadoes yesterday, and now we've got some frozen rain hitting our window, so I apologize if y'all can hear that.
Man,
but we're rolling on.
Well, look, only one of us is in a place where the weather wasn't horrible.
Yes, that was old Mikey,
in the coldest area that any of us are in. Also,
yes,
yeah, for real.
Man, we've had the mildest winter so far, though. I mean,
same. I think November was colder here than our December.
Yeah.
So
my son literally pulled his pants off his diaper off outside yesterday and was running around in the driveway. So I mean,
Like father, like son.
So did I. So did I.
Training them up early, huh?
Had to bail
well, I
you
mean,
out of jail.
he's got to carry on the legacy, man. It's
Right. Does he have the flying squirrel yet?
You mean
Freaking
no,
Jackson.
that's that is a veteran move.
Oh,
you mean you got arrested for public decency, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Heyo.
Anyways,
well, I'm sure he'll have that move down though.
yeah. Well, I mean, you know what they say.
so
Yeah,
resolutions.
Like
Resolutions. Yeah, my resolution is basically more to live more inside the moment, to kind of being in the moment, and so to speak, of like I probably spend way too much time on social media and my my phone, and it's gotten to like probably in 2020 before the election and everything, I had a where I was just constantly on social media and just constantly felt this need to like, I just got to know what's going on. I have to know the latest news or the latest update from some political something, whatever, without going into all that mess. And
I mean, that stuff wears on you too,
and
brother.
and it does. And I've quit, but I feel that, my resolution, other than the general, like, eat healthy, get fit, kind of focus on my family and be like, I want to be here for, my kids in the future. And I have a really horrible problem with just binge eating and,
gyms are about to make bank here in this next few months.
Yeah, absolutely. Those resolutions that people going and they selling, that's why the gyms sell the memberships. Like, you got to lock in for like a year or something like that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because people tend to like wane off of that as the year goes on. But yeah, I want to live more in the moment and put down the phone, take a deep breath, and just like feel more connected to God and be able to think for myself, and be there for my boys and my wife and just be a better man. And I think that living in the moment and putting down, which, we have to have electronics to record this, but I kind of feel that it has kind of caused, not just in my life, but I think it's kind of put a divide in society itself, and it really has done irreparable harm to just not just necessarily social media by itself, but just that we've gotten in the habit of kind of coming out of ourselves and just being a loner and just forgetting the connectivity that we have from personal relationships, and it's caused division, and it's made people hate each other, and you don't even realize it. And it's and I want to take the time to just take a deep breath, live in the moment, put away the socials, put away the electronics and the phone, and just live in my own head and just, breathe. And
absolutely, man. I mean, just briefly, because I'm sure we can do a whole show just on what you just spoke on, man. But we as a society, with all the innovations and technology and advances that have been made, with social media platforms and how we get our news and stuff like that, our bodies or our minds we're not created to take in as much information as we take in daily.
I mean, this whole,
so that it affects our mind, and when it affects our mind, it affects our health. So I mean,
and this whole metaverse thing that like they're talking about, like that Zuckerberg is put out for Facebook. It's the whole. That is the wrong direction that I think humanity is going for. Is
absolutely.
Just to be totally disconnected. Like, have y'all seen the Ready? Or I'll listen to the audiobook, of course, but the Ready Player One.
Yes.
Stuff.
I have the movie.
I have.
Yeah, listen to the book is so much better than the movie. The movie was pretty good, but it's just the whole, like, people are, they spend more time inside of the, so to speak, the metaverse or the inside of the computer system or whatever than they do in real life. And because they like this alternate version of reality better than reality. And
there was a Bruce Willis movie like that too, by the way.
Yes.
You remember what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about.
Die Hard?
I think I think people would like stay in their homes, and people would be walking around in like AI bodies.
Yep.
In the real world.
Yeah, and they were even going to school on the, I guess, the network. I can't remember what it's called in Ready Player One, but kids would wake up in the morning, put on their VR, their headset and whatever, their suit, and it was like haptic feedback and all that, and they would go to school inside of this simulation of reality. And it's so easy to hate somebody when you're 5,000 miles away, and it's so easy to speak your mind when you're not face to face with somebody. And
you don't get tone and facial expressions. I mean, like, in communication, you forget how important those things are. When you have disagreements, when you have differing ideas and thoughts,
when you trust a man's handshake, so to speak.
Right. I mean, like, when you see a person face to face and you're having a discussion with them, like, most of the time, you're not going to get into a heated debate, over politics or, whatever.
Yeah. And this is a topic that, we could have a good segment on. And but anyways, moving on and to
Sarah, you're talking about the movie Surrogates, Mike.
Surrogates.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Well, my second, I'm kind of giving you guys a resolution here. So this would be my number 2. So this is going out to
who does number 2 work for?
This is a resolution that I'm inserting in Mike and Jeff's columns of their resolution in their little handy dandy notebook, so to speak. Is that my resolution is I'm going to find out where Ray lives.
Oh.
That's
private investigator.
That's straight up automatic. That's just an automatic for me. Like that, I don't even have to speak on that.
You might could just
Ray
find it just from
that's where he
from
lives.
Google, man.
I'll just move.
What if he's received mail from anywhere? Like there's got to be a way to find him.
Ray, what type of phone do you have?
He's just muted us and left the conversation, guys.
Pleading the fifth.
Share your location with me.
I will find you, Ray.
I've got a big Christmas package to deliver to you.
Ray laughs as he turns his phone off.
I have a very important set of skills.
All right, Liam Neeson. Yeah, take it easy.
All right. Now that we've kind of given some of our New Year's resolutions, kind of want to do a fun segment of some crazy 2022 predictions. And after 2020 and 2021, these might actually come true. And after those years, you would have, if you look back, you would have probably not believed what happened if we telling our grandkids down the road.
You ain't kidding.
So, anyways, who wants to start us off? You want to go, Jeff?
Yeah, I'll go. So I mean, we've seen on 2 different, maybe 3 different occasions where they put, Bezos has put people on his penis-shaped rocket and sent them above orbit. Who would have thought that would have been, possible up until these recent years? So I mean, the way things are going, man, who knows? They may be trying to civilize these other planets out there and send people, which I don't think is a bad idea. Yeah, I think that they should take a good majority of these yahoos and send them off somewhere. I don't really disagree with that.
Wasn't it when Bezos went to space? Didn't he left when he left the atmosphere? Like somebody else became the richest person in the world for like just a few hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I read an article about that.
Yeah, but no, for real, I think we've got to come to a place in society where we can get back to having conversations with people and not necessarily writing off people's points of view or their side of the story or their perspective of things, where if it keeps going the way it is now, man, it's going to be in years to come where you can't say anything outside the norms of PC, and that's going to be a sad state of affairs.
And I hope it does not come to that at all. Yeah. So moving around, Ray, crazy 2022 prediction.
I've got also another serious one.
Oh, okay.
My prediction is we're going to have a new COVID variant, and it's going to be called Lambda, 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 and only the jocks will get it across the world. And the nerds will take over like they should.
Nerds!
It'll be Chi Omega, and then you'll have butt pain.
Oh my god!
And the smell of Axe deodorant.
Oh,
why did I start laughing before you ever finished the Lambda? Because
that's not serious.
Oh,
Lambda, Lambda, Lambda will be a new COVID variant. Just throwing that out there.
Oh my goodness, man! I'm hoping and praying that with like most diseases, that this thing will either dissolve into nothing or turn into something that's treatable. I feel like that's what needs to be, like the vaccine, a treatment. Like, treat this thing instead of trying to cure it. Like, because obviously that's not working.
And it seems to be getting milder, and that's some good.
Right.
Being the optimist in me. So
yeah.
Well, I think that's kind of the natural flow of an epidemic level virus, though, right? Where it gets to its peak, and then eventually kind of tapers down.
I think that's just human life in general. We get to our peak and then we start tapering off.
And then the Lambda variant takes over. But that's fine.
All right, Mike, crazy 2022 prediction.
Man, I don't know. I have nothing, man. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
2022 is nothing.
It's really hard to top.
I
happens.
have nothing. I mean, Betty White died. I mean,
Well, my prediction was going to be that Betty White just trolled us all, and she comes back to life and has developed the the secret to curing COVID, and
She's on
then,
Mars.
yeah, and then
Elon.
actually shoots her Christmas Hallmark movie that she was supposed to shoot.
Yes.
And
Right.
we all live happily ever after.
Yes.
Look,
So
do
you're
y'all
saying
think,
she's on an island with Tupac and Biggie right
Island
now?
boys.
And
so
she
she's on an
comes
island
back.
with Tupac and Biggie and JFK Jr. and
Dude.
Bob Marley and
Right.
come on, man.
So, could y'all imagine like Betty White being a contestant on the Bachelor or the Bachelorette? You know, that would be amazing. That would be some comedy gold.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's everything that has happened. We couldn't have predicted. So, other than we discovering aliens and
Yeah. Well, I mean, nobody could have unless you were Bill Gates.
yes,
I mean,
you're on a list right now, Jeff.
I don't care. Bill Gates can. Never mind.
Yeah.
Bill Gates. I
all the
appreciate everything you
craziness that
say.
we've seen over the past 2 years. I
Yeah.
mean, I really don't know. I mean, hell, did everybody forget Australia was on fire? Like, what was it at the beginning of last year?
Colorado's on fire now.
In
Yeah,
California,
Colorado is on fire. Yeah, California's been all right. It's well, you could go down several rabbit holes with
Yeah,
those things.
just there's no telling, man. I mean,
You know, as my favorite radio hosts, there's two of them like to say about the wildfires. Though it's all about the controlled burns.
cleaning out
Yep.
the old growth, kind of like Jeff and his Christmas trees. Got to keep it trimmed.
Dear Lord.
Go watch our last episode.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Selfless plug.
All right, Pat, what's yours?
Well, I thought it was the Betty White thing, but I
Oh.
can come up. Our vegetables will be required to triple mask in stores so they don't catch COVID. Triple masked vegetables
Or-
will become the new organic.
Or those little the mist sprayers that they had in the grocery stores to keep the produce fresh and stuff. What
Yeah.
if they filled those up with like some kind of like sanitizer that just sprays consistently all over your
no,
vegetables?
seriously. I think there is some stuff in that because, like, when we first had, we're entering into how we were addressing it in our company.
Hmm.
There was some sort of spray that we had that they sprayed on,
The fruit. Vegetables.
different surfaces and stuff like that. And supposedly it was the same shit that they use in the grocery stores on vegetables and fruits and whatnot.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to call it 2022 has to be better. It
No,
will
don't
be.
say it.
It will
Really?
be better.
Everyone
It
go
will
knock
be
on
better.
something wood real quick.
This is
Yo,
it's Taylor Swift's year.
Gosh.
Right
Oh
here.
my
I don't know, man.
I don't know about
Listen.
you. I'm feeling 22.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm going to say, like,
if you're having a
20
reference Taylor
21
Swift, we're screwed
might have sucked.
anyway.
And I get it that it sucked for a lot of people, but
Mike had a huge crush
2021
on
was
Swift.
pretty good for me, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
I really can't.
know,
it
complain,
was
there
better
was
than
honestly.
2020. I will give
Yeah.
it that.
well, there was a lot of that, like, happened to me, happened personally for me
Mhm.
that, things
The
are
year of
better, man.
growth.
So, I mean,
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean,
And I'm just gonna be straight up honest with you guys. I haven't lived my life any different.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I really haven't. I still go out to. We still go out to stores. We still go out and do things as a family.
yeah.
I mean, nothing really has changed.
Yeah,
I kept my space from people before the pandemic. So I mean,
Yeah.
I
get
I've been
it.
isolating
stay
since
the heck away
2016.
from me.
Oh, my
I
God.
mean,
Right?
It's like
Ray's been
Ray's
been isolated since he came out of the womb.
Man, I was just glad for, like, the return of, like, being able to attend concerts and
College
go-
football.
Oh,
Oh,
Just
yeah.
to see a
well, I didn't
stadium
get to go to
full
a college
of
football game, but I went to baseball games.
Yeah,
But I mean,
So-
yeah, I mean, just seeing stadiums, man.
I mean, fans in stands. That it you wouldn't think it would make that much of a difference, but man, it is so refreshing.
Oh, it does. Instead of seeing those stupid cardboard cutouts, like,
Oh my
hey,
gosh.
I got an idea. Whoever had
Yeah.
that idea was a moron.
Japan had robots though, so that's a little bit better than cardboard cutouts.
Oh man.
Did anybody buy one of those that you could put your face on and put it in the
No.
stands? You did. I know,
No.
Mike. You thought about it, didn't you?
I went.
I considered it for a second, but
Yeah.
I went and took that
better
money
things I
that
could
I could
spend
have
money
done on
on.
that, and I went and bought a Yoko Ono record.
I wonder if it felt weird
Two bad
though
decisions.
when the cardboard cutouts left. Like, I wonder if it.
Well, at
felt
least I'm getting
weird.
something in return.
Yeah.
are
wonder
you
if-
though?
I wonder if
Are
it
you-
felt weird for like the person that took all those cardboard cutouts and had to like mass burn them or something. I don't know what happened to them. We need to find that out.
Some people were able to get them.
They
Yeah.
had set out in the weather, and they probably were like disfigured and some Quasimodo type of. Anyways, so
I mean, the wrestling events, they had them like where people could live feed. I wish you would not laugh when I talk about that.
I'm just thinking of
Wrestling?
a shirtless Jeff with a cardboard cutout in it.
No, they didn't use the cardboard cutouts. They
they
had people like, no, it was
Blow up
almost
dolls.
like it was almost like they were Zoom calling. So like everybody, they had the big monitor and they had like all these screens with people's faces watching the event.
Oh
as it
yeah,
was-
that was stupid.
Yeah,
all of it was dumb. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like,
like the
I
NBA
would've-
did like that.
I think
thing
they were
where
just scrambling, trying to figure out a way to.
keep
you
people
know.
I mean,
engaged.
back in the day
Yeah.
before everything broke with wrestling, they used to have empty arena matches. It's like where is one person on another with nobody else in the arena. I would have rather them done that jazz as to do the cardboard cutouts or like it's just all of it was just way too much and overdone and it was just stupid.
Crazy 2022 prediction. Jeff joins midget wrestling in Boaz, and we find out where Ray lives because that's my final
Small
prediction.
people. Mantherapy does not.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm
I'm sorry.
Of what Patrick is saying.
Yeah, my wife will blast you for
Little
that
people.
one, bud.
Little
We're
people.
gonna get demonetized and we're not even monetized.
Right.
I
We're
apologize.
gonna owe people
if I
money.
offended anyone, but I mean,
Don't worry, we put it in there. What should we say?
He's an angry elf.
he's a self puller.
So good, so good.
Some Peter Dinklage though. He's
He's the man.
he's a really good actor. I like him.
He really is.
The hand of the queen.
All right, guys, we are. Everybody say their piece on crazy 2022 predictions.
Yep.
Yeah, because I had Jack.
Well, okay. Well, hopefully that doesn't come true. Hopefully something awesome happens.
Man, I hope Jack don't on you.
Oh yeah, awesome.
Jack Frost. We're
Nipping at your nose.
well, Mehoff. So anyway, moving on to the segments. Moving on.
Where we at?
Anyways, Ray, how about you start us off for our segments?
This is so stupid.
All right, here we go. Jeff, you'll be the first one to die. All right, so let's say the apocalypse is happening in a week, 7 days.
Wait, crazy 2022 predictions?
Maybe.
Or is this
Maybe.
okay.
This might not be a stretch.
Straight
So
up and
again,
down.
let's say the apocalypse is happening in a week, 7 days. What end of the world skills do you have right now, and what do you need to learn ASAP?
I can
Let's
do
go, Pat.
anything with my hands. No. Well, considering, I mean, you can go down a rabbit hole on this. I think I would fare very well hunting for food. The whole starting from scratch, if you literally just did not have anything, I guess I would probably have to bring out a Boy Scout handbook and go back through a lot of the things I did in Cub Scouts and foraging for food. A lot of learning of what don't eat that berry that's a dingleberry, and that's not
Oh.
not a.
No.
Not where you should be eating.
Oh.
stuff.
The
Well,
Shouldn't eat those kind of berries.
That is not a clean environment.
that's not where you should be looking at,
But,
man.
like, can you I don't this this actually scares me talking about this because it's like
Pat's
this,
over there getting anxiety
this
right now.
prepper whole thing. It's like
before
I need to learn like these things that our ancestors knew how to do, and it's not even part of our society anymore.
Right, growing
That's
crops.
why it kind of
Now,
scares
putting an
me.
Excel sheet is not
All right.
part of living.
So-
I mean,
So-
we could all like the having 12 kids and starting your own farm. We kind of out of luck after the old snip. So
you could always do second harvest. And if you don't know what that is, you need to go watch.
snip.
Oh my God!
Snip. What is it? The Michael Scott snip, snap,
No.
snap, snap.
Nope.
You need to go
Nope.
watch the league if you don't know what second harvest is.
I do not. I've seen the league, but I don't know what that is. This a newer episode?
No, no, it's where
Mm-mm.
Ralphie. They're out in the woods. It's the whole. All right, so it's the whole Redskins thing about the football team.
Yeah.
And anyway, so they're out in the woods, and Ralphie.
Mantherapy does not
No,
support.
no.
This was their name.
I'm stating the part in the show. All right, so second harvest, Ralphie is one of this crazy guys in the show, man. Like he's off the chain. Anyway, they're out in the woods and he's eating second harvest, which is when somebody eats something and they poop it back out.
Mm-hmm.
He then in turns eats what they poop out.
This is
Two
straight
He was
up
eating
disgusting.
shit,
Second
man.
harvest.
2 girls, 1
Eating
cup.
shit, okay?
Oh my God!
2 girls, 1 cup.
Second harvest.
No.
Stop.
Yeah.
All right,
Yes.
so
No.
Pat's got a long way to go. Jeff
I mean,
already watched some television shows, but Jeff, where are you at
I've
with
got
this?
the make a fire thing. I've got but like just God, it really terrifies me to be able to if this did happen, we would have a lot of learning to do on my part.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, if something like that happened, man, then Darwinism kicks in, brother, and it takes care of itself. So
There's only one opening. Break the broomstick and throw it in the floor. Yeah, anyway, so, the Dark Knight. Anyway,
yeah,
All right, so
I
Jeff,
know what you're
where you
talking
at
about.
with it?
Man, as far as skills, man, I've done tons and tons of fishing in my life. So I can fish for food. I didn't do any hunting growing up. I don't hunt. I can shoot a gun. I can, all that other jazz. I don't.
and see
As
that.
far as
I'm sorry, that's where it gets me because this is where the rabbit hole that I was talking about is.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I can go out and hunt, but when the bullets run out, what the heck? We're gonna have to fashion some like arrowheads and make some
Yeah.
bow and arrow, and I guess you can
Yeah.
read those. But
Well,
I'm sorry.
fishing is something you pretty much would never run out of. I mean, you can
Absolutely.
make hooks from just about anything.
I'm good at
and
go fish. Sorry.
and then working in construction for as many years as I have, growing up, I can build. Just like when we were, younger, I'm sure, because we didn't have all the technology we do now when we were younger. We would go out and make forts out in the woods and make trails and all that stuff. So, I mean, like our generation should be fairly, knowledgeable in things that we would need if something like that were to happen. So I'm not really too concerned, as far as something I would need to learn, I guess,
I'm more than confident that I
Yeah.
could learn and adapt to the situation, even though we would hate it probably because we've all spoiled as society right now. But
Oh, absolutely.
we
You
could
know, but
adapt.
I would probably need to learn more ninja skills.
Ninja stars.
Nunchuck skills?
So yeah, no, I mean, that's a thing, right?
A so thing. It's what girls like.
Okay.
All right, Mike, what do you got?
Listen, I'm a professional driver,
Mhm.
so we're gonna Mad Max this and
Dude, I want to.
we're gonna get our own compound, and we're just gonna break into. So we're gonna have to learn how to, break into safes and, alarm systems, whatever may exist.
We're going to control the supply of something.
Well, you know where all the people who have basements, people who have done like the big storm shelters. So Mike knows all the spots.
What type of apocalypse? Is this a zombie apocalypse or is this?
Basic apocalypse.
It could be zombie. I mean,
I'm thinking economic apocalypse.
Oh, gotcha.
Hey, man.
So
Mad Max.
That's very
possible.
That's very possible too. Like
I'm gonna strap, our friend Greg onto the front of a truck.
Oh,
we gotta have Greg on.
Dear sweet Jesus.
Yeah.
And
in the way.
Yeah, we're just gonna break into everything and take what we need.
I love Greg, but I don't know why he's been our friend for so long.
I know.
Well,
like
maybe it speaks to
no, it has nothing. No, it's not. It's not a dig.
How in the world did he make it this long?
Okay, so
it's
me
not
and
a
Ray
dig
took
at
it
him.
one way, but what Jeff is actually mentioning here,
I'm just saying we're dicks.
Mike,
Oh,
didn't you
Mike,
didn't you
Oh my
wasn't
God.
Greg asleep one night and you snuck up and took a hot dog and started smacking him in the face with it?
Okay,
Dear
listen,
Jesus,
listen,
I've never laughed so hard in my life.
Ray, weren't you there too?
Unfortunately.
Okay,
No, it was
so
me
we were
and you
all-
and Sean and
And
Wes.
over at Wes.
Well, then he done this a second time.
This is what we're doing during the
Okay,
apocalypse, by the way.
So we went over to Wes's house and we were watching movies or something.
We were
Greg
playing.
falls asleep.
We were playing NCAA.
Okay,
We were
yeah.
playing
We were
football
taking
game.
turns. Yeah.
Missed that.
Okay, so Greg fell asleep on this love seat by himself, and I don't remember who it was. It was probably Jeff, if I
No,
remember correctly.
actually,
When in doubt, blame it on
actually,
Jeff.
this is
Yep.
yeah. I mean, I can see where that would be the possible thing to do because it would be something I would do. But actually, this was Sean who.
Oh,
who
okay,
was the
okay.
one who was poking the bear on this one.
Yeah. Well,
Dude, more than a bear.
they suggest that somebody take a cold hot dog and go thump it on Greg's forehead, making it look like.
Yeah, we got
it
the
was
visual.
Yeah, we don't need to go any further.
from the genital region.
Nope, we're good.
Wow.
So, I go get the hot dog, and I stand over Greg, and I just start thumping him right on the forehead. He immediately wakes up and jumps up and starts, like, I didn't have my footing. I was surprised, like, he just got so pissed off like he did. He starts pushing me back, almost into Wes's, like, giant TV he just bought. I mean, brand new,
This was
big
so
flat
bad.
screen he just bought. He was so proud of, and like I kind of caught my footing really quick, and then I just planted his ass back down on the couch.
Yeah, you gotta
And-
watch out when his
but I mean,
ears
like-
go red.
Oh,
No, we ended up outside.
Yeah, well,
we
hold on,
ended
though.
up outside.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, Wes is scared to death because his wife, was asleep
Yes.
with his, and the kids were asleep in the back and everything like that, and of course, I think we were all scared of her waking up, and
Yes.
she's a wonderful, nice lady, but like you wake up any mama, and her kids over some damn foolishness, you don't want to be around.
Mama Bear
So-
will be happy.
Right,
Nope.
right.
Nope.
So, right, and who could blame her? So, anyways,
Right?
so like I was trying to get Greg to calm down, and he kept on like trying to hit me. So like I grabbed a hold of him. I had a hold of him. I was on top of him and had my elbow like in his, on his face, and I'm just like, he's just screaming, "Let me up! Let me up!" I'm like, if you calm down, I'll let you up.
So how
Like-
long did you let this go before you told him that it was a hot dog?
No, he knew it was a hot dog.
Oh, he
That's
Right.
the bad thing.
Okay,
Yes.
Right. Right. He it probably took like a couple seconds, and then the synapses finally clicked, and he realized it was a cold hot dog. You know, I mean, obviously, I'm not sitting there hanging out with a wang out. You know,
No,
So-
he's literally wanting to fight this guy over a cold hot dog.
oh yeah. So like,
Well, in an
you know.
apocalypse, this might happen.
Well, you're not
So
gonna smack.
anyways-
You're not gonna waste good meat like that, smacking it on somebody's forehead in an apocalypse either, though.
I mean,
well, finally he settles down
You
enough,
might.
and like, just say, all right, I'm gonna let you up. And so like I get up, and then he's like, let's go outside right now. I was like, no, man, I don't think you want to do that. He's like, yeah, I do. And then, you know, he kept on, and I was like, I don't think you want to do it, man. So finally, you know, after him repeatedly saying that, I was like, all right. So I started like, you know, taking out the wallet and, you know, took off like my overshirt, and you know, he already went outside, you know. And of course Jeff and Ray are, you know, egging this on.
Fight.
They're instigating this more and more.
I feel
mean,
like I was the one that was like, guys, let's not do this. Let's be rational. Let's use our minds
shut
here.
up.
I wasn't
That is-
even
that
there.
is such
That's-
bull-
I was not there. I just want to point
Sean
this out.
there?
was.
As
No,
much as
Sean. It
Ray
was
keeps
Sean.
on getting put into this,
It
I
was
was not
Sean.
here.
your
was
nose
Sean.
is growing.
Oh,
Jeff.
okay. So it was Jeff and Sean.
Yeah.
All right. They were instigating it. Wes is scared to death that his wife is going to wake up. Poor guy. And, you know, because a couple of idiots at his house being stupid. And so, anyways, we go outside. And then Greg's like, just starts wanting to talk. And I'm like, man, like, the time for talking was back in the house. Like, you know, I gave you plenty of time to talk in the house. Now you want to talk it out? Like, what is this, man?
He had calmed down. He
Right.
walking down the street,
That
calmed down.
cold air definitely sobered him up a little bit there.
Yeah, I got
You know,
So for my segment, what I learned was no one here can fly a plane, so we're all screwed. So
Mike can
that was
wheel the
my
hot dog
apocalypse.
though.
That was
No.
my apocalypse setting. All right, so that was my segment, and we're going to Pat.
Oh, okay. All right. So, like me, I have found an interesting article. And, anyways, this is from Reuters and the newstrust.org. And on December 23rd, this article of 2021, this article is put out. And a Japanese professor has developed a prototype lickable TV screen that can imitate food flavors. Another step towards creating a multi-sensory
the
viewing
snozberries
experience.
taste like snozberries.
Dude, Willie, seriously, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, that would have been an amazing movie to have. This
Yeah.
lickable, tasty TV is what they're calling it.
Listen, we got COVID. There's not going to be any damn lickable TVs.
But it was like he developed it during COVID, so he was licking his own screen, so to speak. So-
Damn window licker.
The device called Taste the TV, the TTTV, TTTV.
Oh my God.
Uses a carousel of 10 flavor canisters that spray in combination to create the taste of a particular food. The flavor
This could go wrong so many ways.
Okay, so basically, when my mind goes in various directions, here, there, around, and back again. So, like most, when a new technology comes out, like let's say the VR headset, or like when the cell phone came out, the industry that usually kind of gets on the front edge of things is the pornography industry. where is Tasty TV going to go? Because they seem to be out in the front, and they like it's really sad, but they jump on board and they dement and with a lot of different
Sweaty balls.
God, you guys make it
Sweaty
so
balls.
hard for me sometimes to keep stuff clean.
But it's just the
And,
Tasty
like
TV.
I can't say some of the things I want to say because
Do it.
Because your
I
wife will
can't.
hit you.
I can
No,
bleep
well,
Do you
yeah,
feel
that.
safe at
But I
home?
mean,
bleep it.
oh, I absolutely feel safe at home. But no, yeah, she would hit me because it's inappropriate to have everybody else here. But I was just like, I'm sitting here thinking like, I'll have to tell you when we get off air. That's the only way to put it.
But
Mike TV,
Miyashita,
you gonna,
Oh,
you gonna be able to?
Miyashita, I believe.
Are we going to be able to pull Wonka bars out of the TV? Is that what you're saying?
I think the inventor's name is Miyashita. Has been
Mia Khalifa?
Please
Listen.
Hey,
No.
no.
He said he's
No.
been in talks with
Listen.
companies.
Listen.
Pat, say that name again, please.
Miyashita.
Did you really?
We're not gonna be able to play with this.
Well,
Oh.
he probably
Okay,
developed a
so-
spray that tastes like that too. So
Listen, you got people out here working tirelessly on AI for automated vehicles, curing cancer, working on that, and then you got this mother right here trying to figure out how to make his TV screen have flavor.
seriously,
Make his
What
TV edible.
this guy.
What the?
Okay,
Oh.
this guy is sitting there. This is the first season of GOT, and like he got the sweats, and he's like, "Man, I just want to lick the screen."
This
He's
guy
got
is
it.
high. This guy is
He's-
permanently fried. He is sitting around.
Are they
Like,
gonna-
he's
Are
like
they?
MIT level genius, and he's inventing TVs.
But can you
that
imagine,
can
like,
lick.
seriously, like you walk into somebody's home who has one of these, and there's like three people just sitting up there licking your TV. I mean, honest to God, it's like
Somebody's getting Spartan
don't wanna
kicked
know
if they're
these
licking my
people.
TV.
I don't want to hang out with those people. I'm gonna leave.
I mean, you got seriously a Taco Bell commercials, and it's like, hey,
Are they gonna have
lick-
Are they gonna
lick
have
and
the
taste our
calories? Are
Go
they
to
gonna have
Taco Bell.
Are they gonna have the calories on
What
the
the
side of the screen that you're intaking while you're licking the TV?
I mean, yeah, and how
You've just
That's a good question.
consumed 200 calories.
yeah.
Oh my god.
I just licked the sweat off somebody.
I mean,
What if
like,
you had
I
to
wanna
lick right
that
after somebody?
pepperoni right now? Like this guy had to be sitting there and just like saw something on the screen and was like, "Man, that looks so lickable. I just want to lick it."
The licking's too far.
I've had that
Smell-o-vision,
same thought.
though? If you had like
Jesus.
a Taco
Smell-o-vision.
Bell commercial smell-o-vision?
That's called like
I could be down for
farting under the covers and then trapping
No,
some of
that's
that
not
smell.
Dutch ovening.
Uh,
I'm talking about actual tacos, not your burnt cell.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
my
don't.
goodness.
I mean, honestly, when I read this, I was just like, I just pictured all four of us up there just and just licking a screen.
Wow.
No, listen,
No.
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 Do not put me
No.
in
No.
that.
No. That's you. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. No,
That's
sir.
a
Not
party of
I.
one.
I don't know how it's
So
going.
this
I
is
mean,
coming from the same guy
Pat's
that's going to
table
send
only.
back his Apple Watch.
Yeah.
And then
Can't
turn
make a
around and
decision on
buy
an
it.
Apple Watch, but he's Frenching the screen.
Yeah.
you guys can go play in traffic.
Over here tying
Go play in
cherry
traffic.
stems on the freaking screen of his 60
You know what?
living room.
We may just do that, and we'll start our own Average Joe's dodgeball team.
Hmm.
And you won't be a part of it because you'll be too busy licking a dang screen.
Well, at
Global
least
Jim.
I'll be happy.
Well,
Uh,
you'll have ulcers
But true.
and a huge complex.
I mean, literally imagine the Kool-Aid man like, oh yeah, and you just
Oh,
get up there and
no.
start licking him.
Listen,
Like,
so
I'm
you're
not
gonna-
licking the Kool-Aid man.
Right?
this
He's
is-
talking about
this
this
is-
the Kool-Aid man.
Wow.
the kids.
I am not
the
licking the
kids.
Kool-Aid man's tape.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
I didn't know this
Nope.
segments were what is your fetish.
It's
but,
gonna be
you
like,
know,
hey,
cat,
kids.
whatever.
I know.
Dude,
Like,
that-
think of how the kids
We are
know it's
sitting
going to be
here
like.
shaming him for his
fetish.
His fetish
Yet
is
again, that's what I'm saying. Like, they should not invent this because the pornography industry comes in and ruins
We get you,
everything.
Pat.
Yeah,
we
Please,
get
we-
you, Pat.
the-
They
no,
You
no,
against
shouldn't.
this? We got you.
guys, we got to go on to
Pat
something
is
else.
totally against this.
We're literally going to have to move on to something else, or I'm going to get in trouble. It's right on the tip of my
It's
tongue,
cutting.
and I'm
It's
gonna-
cutting edge
We
technology.
have
We're
to
having.
make sure we keep our
Mm-mm.
jobs.
It's called
Keep
I'm
tasty.
literally
jobs.
gonna
TV.
say something, and I'm gonna get in trouble for it. So we got to move on.
Do it. Say it.
I
Tasty TV,
kind of
everybody.
really want to push this.
Nope. In 2022, we're going to keep our jobs. All right, so we're moving to the next segment.
Mike, new music and bands.
Yeah. Well, so my segment is pretty much what have you guys been listening to this year? Like, is there things that you've gotten into this year that you hadn't previously liked, or is there some new stuff that has come out that has been heavily in your rotation?
Lil Nas X. That's what I want.
Okay, I'll go.
Oh, wait.
Are you serious?
I have.
No, dude. If you like, I was just playing around earlier, and I just clicked on the most random song he had on there. It's about him cuddling up with a dude. I guess all I heard was "I want my body on yours." So, no, I'm not serious.
That's what
Okay,
Mike used to
alright.
sing
That's
to Jeff on their slumber parties.
That's the
Yeah,
first
well,
Tasty TV episode.
Little spoon party of
Nope.
two.
nope.
Little
Oh,
Spoon, Tasty TV.
now Ray, you've been
coming
to
soon.
a spoon before, bud.
Yes, sir.
To be honest, I have not. I've got nothing on this.
Okay.
Most of my time is when I listen to stuff. It's to books on the way to work, and other than
Have
that,
you listened to any sort of music this year?
just whatever's on the radio.
Okay. You're
I'm quite lame, and I have
oh,
kind of
you're
got-
not lame at all, bud.
anyways. But yeah,
I mean,
I don't
besides
have
your
much to contribute to
Tasty
this one.
TV obsession.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not. Yeah, that. I'm gonna shut up. So
Quit.
All right, so I've got two. Have you ever heard of the band called Blackpink?
I have heard of them. Yeah.
So they're a
No.
South Korean band. Pat made fun of me last time because I know who BTS was. Anyways, they're a South Korean band. It's a girl band. There's a girl from it. Her name is Lisa. She started coming out with her own just like EPs and music and stuff like that. She has one. It's called Drop Some Money, but it was also redone in like a metal version, which I think Mike would like. I was listening to a lot of her stuff.
Interesting.
And then there is I guess you would call him rap / alternative rap. His name is Black Bear. He has been doing some more stuff with some more popular artists here lately. So I've been kind of listening to those two.
awesome. I'm glad
Something
you
I'll
were
have to
so
check out.
informed.
What
Did
about
you say
you,
Black
Jeffy?
Pink?
Blackpink.
With me, man, I'm all about the original, dude. I don't. I've always been if it's not broke, don't fix. I mean, I'm sure there's some great new artists that have came out, but with me, I'm always going to be a rocker. Def Leppard's going to be my number one through and through. Shinedown's right up there with them. The stuff that I listen to. They're groups that I truly think haven't made any bad songs.
Nickelback, Jeff?
Are they still a thing?
I have no idea, dude. I just figured you were
They
into
get
that
so
kind of
much
butt rock.
crap.
Did
but
you
they're
know
actually a pretty good band?
Who's the lead
They
singer
are,
of
but-
Nickelback?
Chad Kroger, shut up.
Correct.
Did you know that
Oh.
like he went to he does like this nativity scene every year at his local church? Like he plays in it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think he's been Joseph a few times, and he's been I I think one weird time he was married, but he never
He's
has made it
Joseph.
as a wise man.
Oh my god!
Oh,
I
dad
knew
joke.
the punchline was
Dad
coming
joke.
eventually. Ah,
Mantherapy,
So if anybody will
Tasty TV
adopt
coming
Pat,
soon.
Oh my
please
goodness.
take him from us.
man.
When we got to the segment parts, Pat just went downhill. Licking TVs, horrible dad jokes.
All right,
Go
so
downhill
we're
on
going to
your
be looking for a fourth person to join our podcast. So if
So
you're
Greg, hit us
interested-
up.
Greg. It's
You're in, buddy.
unanimous.
Pat's out, Greg's in.
Hey, it's a new year.
It's your time to shine,
2022.
bud.
Guys,
Man,
time
that's
to shine,
hey,
Greg.
no, that's our crazy 2022 prediction.
y'all are.
Greg will take the place of Pat.
I'm taking all this hate and just keeping it inside. Living in the moment. Living in the moment.
Yeah, living in the moment.
But see, that's why we can get away with this stuff with each other, because we love each other, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
All right.
I think
I'm
that's
gonna
even
push
a
it forward.
stretch.
Okay, so for me, so big thing for this year for me was going to Furnace Fest in Birmingham, Alabama at Sloss Furnaces. I actually had, it was supposed to happen in 2020 and it got postponed, and then it was set to possibly happen in May, and then they pushed it back to September and, pushed it to where it was for sure going to happen. So like in saying all that, I kind of joined, Facebook group, around the, Furnace Fest. And anyways, I kind of came across a lot of bands that, other people listen to and stuff like that, I had never really gave a shot. And so, I mean, like I got really big into, Zayo, Shai Halud, Defeater, Counterparts. I kind of already listened to Converge some, but I really got into them huge over this past year. Turnstile and Knock Loose. And anyways, saw some of these bands at Furnace Fest, like Zayo, Converge, Turnstile, Knock Loose, Shai Halud, saw part of them. So, and actually, my Christmas present, my wife bought me tickets for the fest next year, and they haven't even announced the lineup yet, so kind of waiting on that. Yeah. So
You've always been the music buff, though. Like,
yeah.
Always find the.
How many shows did y'all go to just because Mike said, "Hey, this band's playing," and you didn't have nothing else to do, and you had no clue about one song?
Literally every time we went and watched you perform.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I remember almost dying several
Double
times.
blind.
With
Oh,
almost dying riding around in Mike's car when he's on his iPod Classic that held like
Oh my
45
gosh, man!
gigabytes worth of music on that.
Oh man,
tons.
like
How many
so
nights did we just go riding around and listen to music though? Like,
Oh, dude,
And Mike
for
just
sure.
held his iPod in his hand the entire time, just
Oh yeah, man, just
stroking the
having a
wheel.
DJ our night.
Through red
I don't know,
lines.
man. Apparently me and Mike have a closer relationship because Mike let me have the iPod when I would ride every now and then. So I actually got to control some music.
You got to touch it.
Yeah,
I did, man. I got to touch it.
Jealous.
you got to touch it.
I am jealous.
You should be. Not everybody gets to touch it.
It's all right, Pat. I'll let you touch it, bud.
concerts. Like I went to concerts with Mike, like at Usher in like the Atlanta Dome, like big ones, and then we'd go watch the
Oh, not
Like-
only Usher, Kanye West and
Kanye
Usher.
West. But then Mike was like, "Hey, we're going to watch the Dropkick Murphys." I'm like, "Oh, I've heard of them."
I
But
love
he
the
doesn't
Yes.
explain
Yes.
that once we get there,
Shipping
it's
up to
the
Boston.
it's their cousins friend's band that's playing that night, and it's nothing but awful guitar and screaming for
Oh, my
3
God.
hours.
When my wife and I got stuck in a winter storm in Boston, and we actually went to the pub that is like the home pub of the Dropkick Murphys, and,
Oh, man,
and
I'm
watched
jealous.
a Patriots playoff game, and I think it is the oldest sports bar in Boston.
Oh,
It was pretty incredible. We got to sit in the window and watch people rather than helping people. We saw it as a form of entertainment, trying to get out unstuck from the
Of
snow.
course, yes.
And it was there were like probably about 10 people trying to get a car unstuck in Boston, but we were just sitting there eating dinner, enjoying the entertainment. But yeah, Dropkick Murphys bar, random story.
And again,
Nice.
people, we are looking for somebody to take Pat's place.
Man.
What a horrible human being.
Oh, man. I remember I took you
Y'all
to
suck.
My Children, My Bride.
I'm just
Right?
playing.
Yep.
Remember
know.
that?
Yep.
Yeah.
We went. August Burns Red was probably my favorite.
Ah.
That
Yeah.
was probably my favorite band out of all of them.
Man.
I remember that band.
They had a Carol of the Bells. August Burns Red, Carol of the Bells was
Ooh.
probably the best
That
Christmas
Yep.
song ever.
that sounds awesome.
All right. Well, what's next, guys?
So I guess it's me.
It's to Jeff.
And mine's short, dude. It's just something I
It
saw
is
today
short, isn't it, Jeff?
and thought it was very, very entertaining. Because this dude has been given so many chances, and seems to foul him up at every turn. And what's sad is he has all the God-given talent to be one of the greats, but I don't know, something's going on with him. But Antonio Brown,
Oh, my
Yeah.
gosh.
comes back and leaves the game. Not only leaves the game, takes his equipment off, throws his stuff in the stands, and then runs to the middle of the end zone on the opposite end and like waves and gives a peace sign to the fans, and then runs off into the locker room.
Epic video.
He's no longer on the
No,
Yeah,
he's
they
no
can-
longer.
They
on
come.
the team either.
Yeah.
And he had been told to go in, is what I'd read, that he had been told to go in the game and he refused. And
Man.
But
You have to
and
love
then-
the internet because the internet's like undefeated. There's already so many memes, and I
oh
love
yeah,
all
Yeah.
of them.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, the thing is too, it's like, I don't know if he was, mad because he wasn't getting the ball like he thought he should, or because they were losing at the time. But in typical Tom Brady fashion, what happens? They come back and win the
Come
game.
back and win the game because it's
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
So,
they did
it's
have a
Tom
massive
Brady.
at that bar that we went to. They had like
Yeah.
this massive cutout of Tom Brady, like life size, like right
Yeah.
in the front of the bar when you walked in.
I bet they don't anymore.
They
still love him.
I don't think they have
I
hard
feel like
feelings
they
about
should.
him.
I don't think they really do either, honestly, because at the end of the day, I don't really think.
It's like a Southern family. Now they just get 2
Yeah.
Christmases.
But I mean, here's the thing with Antonio Brown too, which, all right, so I may get hate on this, I may not. I at this point, I really don't care. The whole line about getting the vaccine thing, whatever, with him,
This is where you draw the line.
people want to get on to him like, you lied about getting the vaccine. Who cares,
Yeah,
right? I mean, it's not. It has. What I'm trying to say is nothing to you whether he gets it or not. That's his own personal choice, his own,
Let him make his
his
own
own
decision.
person.
he's a grown man. I mean,
Yeah.
he doesn't make great choices, but I mean, it
Now-
should be his choice.
If the thing was like, and it goes back to Aaron Rodgers with people giving him grief, there's nobody comes into your home and tells you how to raise your kids, or nobody comes into your home and tells you how to clean your house, or
Yeah.
Nobody's going to tell me what to put in my body.
Yeah.
That's
I got
that's
so
just-
many jokes I can say
I mean,
right
yeah,
now.
and you could.
So many jokes that I cannot say.
I guess
Exactly.
it would be nice.
And
touch
now
your
you know how.
body.
No, now you know how I felt with Pat's tasty TV thing. So
Man, we are
It's-
seriously just like sixth graders.
I mean,
Oh,
watching
yeah.
NFL.
I mean-
I mean, what would
I'm a fourth grader
Hot.
with a savings account.
hot sweaty
Right.
body taste like? I mean, an
But, I
NFL game
mean-
on Tasty TV. It's like,
Oh
it's,
my God.
but his is a tragic, non-success. His story is a tragic non-success story in the NFL because, I don't know if he's got mental issues or if he just wants to be different or what. But
I think
one
it's
of the-
a little of both, bud.
I think
Yeah.
there has to be a
Yeah.
little something.
how much
Uh.
of it do you think is because of like CTE? Do you think that could contribute to it?
We wouldn't know until
Mm.
what he
Um,
dies.
I-
Is that the only way they can test that now?
I mean, you've got Aaron Hernandez. I mean,
yeah, pretty
went
much.
crazy.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like, I guess it depends on like his history with concussions, but
yeah,
I
Well,
mean,
here's the deal too. If you
I
played
think-
football at any point in your life, you've had a
Yeah.
concussion.
You've got popped one. good
When
time.
we were in
Yeah.
high school and we played, the concussion protocols and the testing is not as good as it is. now.
Garbage.
They've,
No,
you
it's like
you
did
got
you
hit.
die?
You s-
You're good. Get in.
I mean, here's the thing: you got hit and you were seeing stars in football. Come out to the side. If you had an oxygen tank, get some oxygen, go back in and play. And that's the way it was. Now you get you've got before a season starts, you take a concussion test. So if you answer all these questions, all right. So you're able body and mind when you're taking this test. Nothing's done. When if you ever get hit hard in the game or get a concussion, that's what they judge your concussion by. You go back and take this test, and then the test is timed. So if you answer it wrong or if you're taking too long to answer the questions, that's how they determine whether you can go back in and play or not.
By the way, while you were saying this, I was looking up the memes. My favorite one so far is when he's walking off the field and it said, "If F this job was a person." That's my favorite one so far.
good stuff.
And the thing is with him is Tom Brady is the one that wanted to give him a shot.
Yeah.
Right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
He was on a free agent list, not getting picked up.
man, he had his second chance there. I mean, what? No, it wasn't even a second chance. It was like fourth, fifth chance. I mean, he blew it.
And one time it was over a helmet,
Yeah.
right? So, and I mean he's
That-
already
that-
he's,
that
he's
really
already
when
on
he
a,
was with the Steelers, right?
There.
right.
That was the Steelers.
And then yeah, when he went from the Steelers to the Raiders, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so now he's on a team or was on a team with elite receivers. All right, so I mean you've got Mike Evans. What's the other cat's name?
Godwin.
Godwin, and then you've got
O.J. Howard.
Gronkowski.
Scotty Miller, O.J. Howard,
I mean, like, so
Gronkowski.
you're already on a team with elite receivers. Whether he, didn't think he was getting his fair share of the action or what, like, you can't be mad at that. Like, if you're him, you know what I'm saying? Because he's a small guy in retrospect to these other guys. I mean, I saw him and Mike Evans talking on the sideline. Mike Evans is like
a grown man.
a grown man compared
He's
to
a grown
him.
man.
So, it's,
My God.
Good to have on your fantasy football team.
oh, absolutely. But yeah, that was my segment for you guys. Just something I found quite entertaining.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah.
And so I guess that's about it. Then we've got through our segments, and Ray, I think you've seemed to be the guy that's been taking us out. You want to go ahead and take us out?
Yeah, so thank you again for all the support that you've given us last year through all the social medias and things of that nature. Again, if you like this content, like, subscribe, comment, if you will. We're Mantherapy Pod on Twitter and Mantherapy Podcast on everything else. Hit us up. We appreciate y'all very much. Looking forward to a great 2022 with all of y'all.
Man, they missed my oh yeah. I did a perfect one too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Prove it.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So I'm editing all of this out, I guess.
Nope.
Nope.
No.